All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. After his six inning, one run, five strikeout performance this past Thursday against the Colorado Rockies, Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitcher Clayton Kershaw is just three strikeouts away from joining that exclusive 3,000 strikeout club. And when Kershaw does reach that mark, he will become just the 20th player in Major League Baseball history to do so, while also becoming the first player in Dodgers franchise history to accomplish it, which in itself says a lot because once you factor in all of the tremendous pitchers who have thrown the ball for the Dodgers over the years, Sandy Koufax, Don Sutton, Oral Hershiser, Fernando Valenzuela, Don Drysdale, just to name a few. Okay. And it's going to be Kershaw that's going to be the first guy to get to 3,000. Now, 3,000 career strikeouts is more than likely going to be the cherry on the top of Kershaw's Hall of Fame resume. We're talking about a guy who already is a three-time National League Cy Young Award winner, a two-time World Series champion, and a one-time NL MVP. And you go back to Kershaw's MVP year of 2014. Okay, he went 21-3 that year for Los Angeles. He had a 1.77 ERA. He had six complete games. He struck out 239 batters, okay, in just under 200 innings pitched that year for Los Angeles. And also, Kershaw has 7 seasons of at least 200 strikeouts, while he's also the only Dodgers pitcher not named Sandy Koufax to strike out at least 300 batters in a year. Now, here at the age of 37, Kershaw is not the same pitcher that he once was, of course, but at the same time, he really doesn't have anything left to prove. And it's only fitting, in my opinion, that Kershaw is going to reach this mark in a Dodgers uniform because I truly do feel the Dodger blue is the only uniform, the only color that Kershaw should wear at the big league level. Now, Kershaw getting to 3,000, in my opinion, really needs to be appreciated. Why? Because it's already something that rarely happens. That's number one. Number two, in this current era of baseball that is dominated by analytics, pitch counts, and Tommy John surgeries, how many more pitchers are we really going to see have a legit chance to get to 3,000? Okay. You look at Atlanta Braves starting pitcher Chris Sale. He's the next closest active pitcher at 2,528 strikeouts currently. Sale is 36 years of age. He's had some injury issues throughout his career, but nonetheless, he's probably going to need 2 more years before he gets to 3,000. You look at New York Yankees starting pitcher Garrett Cole, who is sitting on 2,251 career strikeouts. But Cole is on the mend this year after undergoing Tommy John surgery. And I guarantee you that when Cole does return for New York in 2026, you better believe that the Yankees are going to be approaching him with the kid gloves as he tries to get it back. So, nonetheless, you look at 3,000 career strikeouts, one of the holiest grails that there is in the game of baseball, along with 500 career home runs and 3,000 hits and 300 career wins for a pitcher. These are feats that don't come around that often. And of course, in this current era of baseball, they're even less now. Now, Kershaw's next start is scheduled for this Wednesday at home against the Chicago White Sox. And you can expect the fans at the Dodger Stadium to show up and show out for one of their very own who is on the cusp of history. You look at Kershaw, like I said, he's 37 years of age. Um, he's still been effective, this year. Of course, he didn't start the season right away for the Dodgers. He was on the mend himself. But nonetheless, this possibly could be it for Kershaw at the big league level. It's one of those where I don't know if he wants to pitch after this year. I don't know if the Dodgers want him back. I don't know if what the situation is going to be. I just truly think that, Kershaw should not pitch for another team. And I think with everything that he has accomplished in his career, I think this might be the perfect opportunity to walk away if he wants to do it. Okay. You're talking about a guy who's won more than 200 games at the big league level. He has a sub 3 ERA. Like I said, he's on the cusp of reaching the 3,000 strikeout mark. He's also a guy that has 25 complete games. And I know it's one of those where you think about the complete game. Uh, this was once upon a time, this was a dominant stat where the bulk of your starting pitchers in your rotation all had double digit complete games. Kershaw, in 2014, he had six complete games. In 2011, he had five. And in 2015, he had four. He's the type of guy, he had the type of mentality where, he wants to go out there and take that ball. He doesn't want the skipper to have to come out there in the game and take it away from him. Nonetheless, um, it's a scenario where the end is near. I'm not sure when that point is going to be, but Kershaw is still effective for the Dodgers in his role. Kershaw, he's going to be right there in the mix to help this team. Clearly, the Dodgers are going to be a playoff team once again. Clearly, they're going to be in World Series contention once more as they look to run it back. But I think, nonetheless, the Dodgers play in the shadows of Hollywood. I think this would be the perfect Hollywood script, the Hollywood ending. For him, if he were to walk away after this year, after reaching 3,000, especially possibly if the Dodgers can go back there and repeat as World Series champions. But nonetheless, Clayton Kershaw is on the verge of putting his name in baseball immortality because this doesn't come down the pike that often. And you think about just some of the names that have reached 3,000 strikeouts for their careers. Two guys who are still active right now, Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. You also think about a Don Sutton, a Tom Seaver, Steve Carlton, Ferguson Jenkins, Pedro Martinez, Bob Gibson, and so many others, okay, who have attained this. And of course, Clayton Kershaw is on the verge of joining that club. Like I said, this has to be respected, folks, because it's not going to come down the pike that often. Okay, maybe Sale can get there in a couple of years. We got to wait and see. But nonetheless, at the present day, at the present time, this is Clayton Kershaw's moment as he is on the verge of breaking through to number 3,000. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. And as always, if you like what you heard and saw on this podcast, you know what to do. Please feel free to hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. Like I always say, it is greatly appreciated. Also, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. The same goes for Instagram, where you could check me out at 300 Pounds of Sport Knowledge. You give me that follow, I'll give you that follow right back. Also, if you're on Facebook, you can check us out at the Sports Depot 365. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the better sports groups and debating sites going on social media. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.